What is going on, everybody? It's Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So we're going to break down Sofi in this one, do a quick update on the charts, how it's looking today, and we'll break down where I think this thing is going in the short term as earnings are coming up. And of course, I want to go over what I'm doing with my position. So hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to get up to 15 stocks for Moomoo with at least a $100 deposit. Use that link down below or simply go to stassurfs.com/Moomoo. And with that being said, cheers, guys. Let's dive right into the video. So check it out. Sofi went over $8 per share earlier in the day. In fact, we hit $8.06, breaking out of the highs from yesterday, which you guys can see. Yesterday, we struggled at $7.90 for the entire day. You guys can see that. We hit it in the morning, and in the middle of power hour, we hit $7.90. And at the same time as we were struggling to break out of that point yesterday, we were making higher lows. You guys can see we held right here above my head. We held 750. We held another higher low at 765, and we held a couple more in power hour at 780, 785. And today, guys, in the morning, we completely broke out of the highs from yesterday, 790. We hit 806, and now we're at about what? 770, 775. So we have given back the gains. We are seeing a bit of a red day right now on Sofi, down 1.5%. But guys, I'm considering this a W for the bulls, even though we're in the red right now, because again, we cracked $8 for the first time in a while, and we took out the highs from yesterday. Let me actually pull up some of these larger time frames. You guys can see on the 5-day, 5-minute, we're obviously holding an uptrend. Nobody's denying that, even though we are slightly under the moving averages on this, on this time frame. Not a big deal. We're still holding the uptrend, and on the 10-day chart, same thing. We're well above the 180 SMA. Obviously holding an uptrend, and on the 20-day chart, you guys can see the same thing, right? And as we hit 806 this morning, we're about what, 20%, or actually more like 30% off the lows. Let's see here, 31%. So we hit 615 about a week and a half ago, and we hit 806 this morning. So that's a move of over 30% off the lows. And guys, the thing with these smaller companies, smaller stocks, these moves can happen. They're not out of the ordinary, and they could come out of the blue, guys, literally out of nowhere. Just when you counted Sofi out, boom, it rips 30%, and now we're pushing $8 again, which is absolutely nuts. As some people were throwing in the towel, calling it quits with Sofi, this thing happens out of nowhere, right? So you have to realize with individual stocks in general, but especially smaller companies, as Sofi's what, $8-9 billion market cap, these moves can happen, and they can happen out of nowhere. That's kind of what we're noticing here on Sofi in the midst of a red day, by the way, where the Russell's down 1.4%, NASDAQ's down 0.7%, same with the S&P, and the Dow's down over 1%, as the VIX, I'm not sure if you guys have realized, the VIX is up 10% today, and it's actually up to almost 16 points, which is wild considering it was just under 12 points about a week and a half ago. So volatility's kicking up. The VIX is pushing to multi-week, multi-month highs pretty much at this point, right? Yeah, multi-month highs. And, stocks are finally seeing a bit of a sell-off in terms of the indexes, not really Sofi, because, let's be honest, it's seen a sell-off the entire year. It's down like 20-30% year-to-date. So Sofi was in deep need of a rally. The rally was needed, whereas the stock market in general as a whole was a bit overbought. So we're noticing, again, index is selling off, but Sofi is ripping, as again it's beaten down, way too beaten down in my opinion. And on this 4-hour time frame, let me pop Sofi back up quickly for you guys. We can see something very clear that's happening, right? We're taking out this trend line. We're at a multi-month high right now on the stock, as again, we're breaking over $8. The last time we took $8 out was, when was it? Back in the end of April. So you'll notice here all the lower highs that we were making all year pretty much. You guys can see these right here on the 4-hour chart. and now we're starting to break out of that trend, which is a very good sign. You can see it right here. How good does that look, guys? So now the next gap that could fill here, which we'll see if it does, as we are now breaking 770. If you guys remember, yesterday we were talking about the highs from the middle of May. We took those highs out today with the move past 770, which was the high from yesterday, but also from May. So we took that out, which is great. Now the next spot I'm looking at really in the short term is 850, 860, right in that ballpark. Excuse me, guys, which that was the high, it looks like, from the end of April. So check it out. We broke out of 770. Boom. Now we're pulling back. We're trying to retest that spot, old resistance from yesterday and from May. We're trying to hold that as support. And if we chop around here, guys, maybe consolidate for a little bit in the mid-high sevens, that'd be a good sign. Then ultimately, I'd like to see if this gap up to about 850 ends up filling, right? We'll see. Time will tell. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments, and run the likes up. Smash that like button. Let's try and get at least 150 likes on this video, and don't forget to subscribe, guys, as we're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers on this channel. I appreciate you guys as always. So yeah, that's a quick breakdown on SoFi. Even though we're down 1.5 to 2% right now, I would still consider today a W for the bulls. Again, considering we broke out of 770 and we cracked over $8 per share, right? Heading into earnings, which are coming out here on the 30th of July in 12 calendar days from today. So yeah, pretty good day overall. And, the markets, again, are selling off. We have a lot of other stocks that are getting beat down today. Let's see. Some of the banks are getting hit. The chip stocks, like we covered in my video earlier today, those are getting hit. It looks like big tech is also still getting hit. We have Amazon down another 2.2%. Apple's down about 2%, which I'm not surprised at all considering how overbought Apple got. Very overbought after the Apple Intelligence event, right? Pretty much the last month and a half, Apple's been exploding. So it makes sense why we're getting a pullback there. We saw Google, I think it's down, 2% today, back in the high 170s. I'll probably be buying more Google at some point, maybe next week, in my Patreon portfolio especially, which, shameless plug, check it out, link down below, my private Patreon portfolio, where I'm posting what I'm doing every single week. We're doing $100 buys every week, slowly building out that portfolio, and guys, it's been crushing it. Check it out. Again, link down below, shameless plug. There's more on the Patreon as well. But yeah, big tech is getting hit. I think Meta is up, though. That's the funny part. Meta's up 3%, which this stock is looking very interesting as a long-term play right now. I think the forward PE as of yesterday was 24, which is very low in my opinion. For Meta, pretty good price here, potentially. Not financial advice, obviously, but yeah, Meta is one that I'm watching closely, and if somehow, some way, they report earnings, which they do on the last day of July, but if somehow they tank after earnings, I'll be a buyer in Meta stock. We shall see how it plays out. Last time they reported, the stock collapsed. You guys can see we got down to 405, 400, so if something similar to that happens, I'll be a buyer of the stock. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to get up to 15 stocks for Moomoo with at least a $100 deposit. Use that link down below, or simply go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo, and for a limited time, your uninvested cash will earn 8.1% APY, which, guys, that's a no-brainer. And of course, that link down below is an affiliate link. It helps out the channel. I appreciate you guys as always, and with that being said, peace out. I'll see you in the next video.